Hello, Jerry here, and I hope that you are absolutely ready to be motivated and inspired tonight. So, how many of you have heard of Les Brown? Okay. Les Brown is a great motivational speaker. He is definitely known as one of the most motivational speakers of all time. I had the honor and the privilege of seeing and meeting Les Brown, and I got to see him talk live on stage. And I've seen a lot of videos of him and listened to a lot of audio of him, but getting to see him live on stage was so much better than any video or audio that I could have ever watched or listened to. So he has this great quote that I really like, and it's called "You have greatness within you." So that was the reason why I titled this video "How to Be Great," because in this video I would like to teach you some things that I believe will help you to be great. Okay, but you know, how often have you felt that you've been missing something within life? Sometimes we don't always feel so great, but do you ever have that feeling that you're just missing something, like, man, I could just be so much better, but it feels like it's missing, And that's the reason why I say that you feel like something is missing is because you are not complete. Okay? You're not complete. You are a work in progress. All right. So every day you learn new things, you become smarter, you become faster, you become more knowledgeable, you become more experienced, and so forth. In other words, you're getting better all the time. Every single day you're getting better. You're working towards those goals, you're striving to reach those new heights and those new levels of professionalism, whether it be in your personal life or your professional life. Okay, but you're always getting better. You're a work in progress. Okay, so even though you're not complete yet, you still have to strive to get better every day, because you're not going to grow and develop into the person that you want to become if you don't work at it. You have to work at it. You don't just wake up one day and bam, you're a new person. It just doesn't happen that way. My dad had this old saying, you can wish in one hand and you can in the other, and see which one fills up the fastest. But you're not just going to wake up one day and you're just a brand new person. Okay. Now it's nice to have goals, but you got to continuously work at those things if you want to achieve them. All right. So, I know that you have goals. I know you have dreams. I know you have aspirations, and I want nothing but the best for you, and I want you to achieve them. But you still have to work at them in order to achieve them. Your work is never finished, and it's always in progress. Okay. Every single day I achieve successes. Okay. Now, I never did really like the word success because I think it's kind of a final destination that once you achieve it, there's nowhere else to go. I like to achieve successes. Okay. It makes it still seem like it's in progress. Like once you achieve it, okay, now there's something else that you can go out there and achieve. Okay. It's never ending. It's like it's a work in progress. All right. So if you believe that you have achieved everything that there is to achieve, you will never be able to grow and develop any more than you already have. So you need to take a good look at yourself and those that are around you. All right. Because if you found yourself at the top with nothing more to achieve, then here's something. You either have not taken enough people with you, or you need to find new things to strive for, bigger things to strive for, better things to strive for, and take people with you. Okay. Now, don't get complacent. Don't rest on your laurels of past success. I've seen that too many times. I've seen people achieve success. They're like, I achieved something. I'm great. They pound on their chest and then they never achieve anything beyond that. They continuously try to go back to that thing that made them successful. Okay, well, it's like the old saying goes, what have you done for me lately? That kicks in. That's great that you achieve success, but you have to continue to achieve even more success. beyond that. So don't get complacent. All right. You definitely don't want to get complacent. There's no time to relax as this world, the environment, the culture is ever changing. So keep in mind, you are always a work in progress. Okay. You're always a work in progress. All right. So now that you understand that you are a work in progress, you also need to understand that the mirror doesn't lie. Okay. It doesn't lie. So in my house, I have a full size mirror. I have it right next to my door. And when I leave the house every day, I look at myself to see what it is that I look like before I head out into the world. Do you do that? Um, if you do, what is it that you're looking for? Okay. You looking to see how you look, how you're dressed, how your hair is, how your smile is. Okay. Because when you step outside that door, you are what people see. Okay. It is basically when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's basically this quick assessment that lets you know that you are portraying a positive or a negative self-image. All right, so when I head out into the public ready to take on anything that comes my way, I want to make sure that I look in the mirror and see that I am portraying positivity. Now, that can mean a lot of different things. That could be by the way that I look, the way that I'm dressed, the way that I smile, my body posture. Am I standing up straight or am I slouched over? Those are all important things, okay, to look at and to consider before you step outside that door. All right, so let me ask you this. When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see? If you're not happy with what you see, then how can you expect others to be happy with what they see? You have to be happy with who and what you see in that mirror before you step outside that door. So you need to make sure that you fix yourself before you go out there into that world. Because when you go outside that door, people are very judgmental. They will judge you on the way that you look. They will judge you on the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way you handle your business, and so on and so forth. So you need to make sure that you have a good look at yourself before you walk out that door. So by looking in the mirror, you can basically get a direct reflection of the physical appearance aspect of your portrayed image from the way that you look, the way you carry yourself, once again, the way you communicate, and all the way to the way that you walk and talk, like I said previously. So communication within the mirror, that's a big one. That's one of the things that I have done in the past. Now, I've been a guest speaker at a lot of events. And before I go out there, it's kind of interesting. When you're backstage, there's always this mirror before you go out on the stage. And I've even stood there, stared at that mirror, and I've talked to myself in the mirror, kind of give myself that little hype, that little pep talk, that little motivation before I go out there on the stage. Because once you go out there on the stage, it's real. All right. It's real at that time. There's no more fixing yourself. There's no more preparation. There's no more anything. It's game on at that particular time. All right. So I've done that quite often. I've stood in front of a mirror and I've practiced a speech or posing in different ways for that matter, just to see if my body language is portraying what the image of what I want people to see. All right. So I highly suggest that you use a mirror as a tool to get an assessment of you and how you're perceived to the world looking at you. Remember, the mirror doesn't lie. And getting this truthful assessment of you could mean the difference between mediocrity and higher levels of success. So look at yourself in the mirror. Make that assessment. Now, why is it important to practice how you look in the mirror? The reason why it's important is because you are always on display. When you step outside that door, you are on display. People are watching you. They are looking at you. They are listening. They are looking at what image you portray, how you walk, how you talk, because they're looking for that example on something that they can emulate or not emulate, especially if you're setting a bad example. All right. And they're looking for things that they can get from you, or they're looking to find junk on you and see if they can talk about you behind your back or whatever. All right. But remember, you're always on display. So the things that you do and say have a profound effect on other people, whether it's positive or negative. Whether you know it or not, someone is always watching. They're listening to every word that you say and every move that you make. All right. So by doing this, people watching and listening to you are learning by the actions that you take and by the actions that you don't take, which is also just as important as the actions that you take. All right. So there are many things that can be learned from watching others and emulating the actions that they take or that they don't take. So here are some concepts to basically further this idea along. All right. Most people are visual learners and they learn better by being visually stimulated with pictures, video, and real life examples of people that they trust and respect. Giving someone a visual example shows them exactly what and how something should be done. This clears up most confusion and questions that the individual may have. Even though someone shows you what and how to do something, keep in mind that this may not necessarily be the way to do something. Instead, it is a way of doing something. I've never really liked the way. Like people say, well, it's the way, it's my way or the highway. Have you ever heard that? It's my way or the highway? I grew up disliking that statement because I heard it quite often. It's my way or the highway. Well, that's great, but your way isn't the only way. If you watched in a previous video that I had, my Tuesday thoughts, you will see that I talked about someone being very limited within their thinking. And I've been on teams that are like that basically have this limited thinking, this kind of group think mentality, and they have limited thinking and they think that, well, there's only a way to do thing, the way to do thing, my way to do something. No, there's many ways in which to do something. And there's lots of visual examples that are out there. So once you have a clear picture of what and how to do something, don't hesitate to put a little of you into it. Your own sauce, your own stank, so to speak. I've actually heard that. I thought that was, you put your own stank on it, which I thought was kind of an interesting statement. But don't hesitate to put a little bit of you, your own flavor. So I know that I'm connected with a lot of people that like to do cooking. And oh man, I've really discovered a lot of great recipes here over the last few days watching their channels as well too. Don't hesitate to put a little of your own flavor into the things that you do. Okay. And you will discover that what you do and what you say will have a profound effect on others if you put a little bit of you into it, especially if it's genuine. All right. Here's the thing to keep in mind. The biggest thing to keep in mind is that children are very impressionable. They are highly impressionable. Children will emulate everything that they see and hear. From the very beginning of life, children learn from watching their parents and emulate the things that they hear and see their parents do and say. The old saying of monkey see, monkey do goes into effect here as a child will surprise you by doing exactly what they hear and see you do as a parent. All right. So this was apparent to me one day. It was kind of interesting. One day I had some guests over at the house, and one of my guests, as he was walking through my living room, stubbed his toe on my couch. And immediately following that stubbing of his toe, he let out a 4-letter word, an expletive. Okay. And without missing a beat, my son immediately followed with saying the exact same word that person said. So as you see within that example right there, children will emulate what they see and what they hear. Okay. And they will do it very quickly. All right. So sometimes when we hear or see something that we like, we want to adopt it as our own. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I also believe in giving credit where credit is due. All right. But there's also not a problem with adopting things at your own. Believe me, a lot of things that I have within my toolkit are things that I've watched and learned from others. Okay. So what we will do is tweak what we see or hear to our likes and our dislikes to make it our own. There are so many great examples of things happening in the world that we often adopt all these great things to match, enhance, or build our own successful way of creating, doing or saying things. You know, it's kind of interesting. Over the last like 3 days, I've really been connecting with a lot of people, and I've been watching some of the things that they say and some of the things that they do. And they've really been mimicking that from other people that they've seen that are successful. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. You definitely want to make sure that you put within your toolkit the things that you have seen that is successful in an opportunity to be successful yourself. All right. But before you can achieve any amount of great success, you need to pay the price with due diligence. Okay. Due diligence. And you can either pay the price now or you can pay it later. I don't really, it doesn't really matter. It's going to catch up to you if you don't pay the price. So I've often heard that. And being, I kind of grew up a procrastinator a little bit. I've gotten a whole lot better at procrastinating. I've gotten a whole lot better at taking appropriate action and doing the right thing here. I've really been very mindful, very intentional, very deliberate about not procrastinating and taking appropriate action. Okay. And, when I was younger, I always procrastinated. I always wanted to play first and pay later. Have you ever heard that? Play first and pay later? Okay. Well, you're going to pay. If you decide that you want to play first, you will pay later. So how can you expect to reward yourself for being lazy, not doing the right thing, being negligent, or derelict in your duty to fulfill all your requirements in a professional manner? Okay. You have to pay the price. You have to give things your due diligence. All right. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been disgusted by that person who is always looking for the easy way out? Every team has one. Okay. Every team has one. And every company that I've been in, there's always been like that one person that's known as the slacker, the person who always gets over, the person who always gets by, the person that can say and do things and nothing ever happens to this person. Okay. Have you ever seen one of those persons? So these individuals will always cut corners just to get ahead, and usually will not offer any help or assistance to those who need it. It's crazy. If I see someone that's in need, I feel compelled to try to help them out, say something, ask something, or whatever. But you will often see these people taking it easy, but in the end, always rushing to get things done and then coming begging you for help. And then you're mad when you don't, and then they are mad when you don't help them. Okay. Have you ever seen a person like that? I know I have. Okay. That person did not pay their due diligence, but I guarantee they're paying that price at the end. And when they come asking you for help, you have a choice to make at that point. You can either choose to help them or turn your back on them. Now, being the professional that I am, I'm not going to turn my back on them. I'm going to help that person. Okay. But I'm also going to let them know, hey, I helped you. Next time, here's the things that you need to do so that way you're not having to ask for that help again. All right. So we cannot afford to take it easy. We cannot afford to be complacent. There's too much at stake, and our future depends on our hard work now. All right. Once again, in the last 3 days, I've really seen some tremendously hard workers. Oh my goodness. I've participated in some live streams and some live videos here over the last few days. And it just amazes me at how hard these people are working. Very hard. They're paying that price, trying to learn, trying to grow, trying to develop, trying to build not only themselves, but others. Okay. Others, also trying to help others. All right. So you have to work hard if you want to reap the rewards or benefits, but they will not come automatically. They will not come automatically. With just a little hard work and the discipline to see things through from the beginning to end, you will get your due diligence by paying your dues. All right. Now, you don't want to just go out there and make a lot of mistakes. Okay. You don't want to go out there and make a lot of mistakes. You will definitely pay the price for that. I can assure you that. I recommend watching someone that you respect, like a mentor. All right. So let me ask you this. Who is your mentor? I have a lot of mentors. Okay. Over the years, I have watched a lot of people like Les Brown, Ed Milet, Onyx Singal, Grant Cardone, oh my goodness, Gary Vaynerchuk, Michael Hyatt. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. Evan Carmichael, for example, is another one that I like watching. There's so many great mentors out there. Okay, so what exactly is a mentor? You know, I wrote a book called What It Takes to Become a Mentor, and within that book, I highlighted a lot of great things that I think that mentors should be. But a mentor is someone who leads by example, by following his or her own advice. And it is through this example that you look up to and you want to be just like that person in every way because they set a standard that you want to follow or you want to emulate. Okay. Now, there's many reasons why you would want to follow or emulate someone that you look up to as a mentor. You know, and I hope that I have provided some of those reasons for you to look up to me. Maybe it's the way that the person walks. Maybe it's the way they talk. Maybe they have money. Or is it the material things that they have, such as cars, fancy clothes? Maybe the way that they handle situations or circumstances personally and professionally. Okay. I have a lot of reasons why I look up to the people that I look up to. Okay. And I have quite a few mentors. I have a lot of people that I'm learning from, a lot of people that I'm growing from, a lot of people that I'm developing from. Okay. And I have always tried to take a lot of those tips, tools, and techniques and pass them off to other people. Okay. So throughout my years of leading others to personal and professional success, I have seen some good and bad examples of leadership. All right. So I've learned from the bad and taken from the good so that I may put them within my leader's tool bag. All right. And pass those things learned on to others that I lead. The most important thing that I have done as a mentor is passing along all those things that I have learned so that the cycle can continue. One of the worst things that I ever had a leader tell me, and I don't even want to say leader, I don't even want to say person, but the worst thing that I ever had someone say to me is that it's not my job to teach you. It's not my job to train you. At that moment in time, I immediately lost all respect for that person, and I absolutely refused to call that person a leader. Okay. I just lost all respect. You can't call yourself a leader and not try to give value to others. You cannot call yourself a leader and not give back to others. That's your job as a leader, is to serve others, to provide for others, to provide that purpose, that motivation, that direction, that example so that other people can follow. Okay. Now, being a mentor, the importance of being a mentor becomes more evident as our young children become what we want them to be. You know, like I said earlier, children are highly impressionable. Okay. And you need to set the right example, especially for children, so that way our future is secure. Because children, they're learning, they're watching, they're learning, they're growing, they're developing, and they will shape the future. They're going to be the future. We must start to pass along all the things that we've learned now. Okay. It starts now. All right. And that's basically my goal. I want to pass along the things that I have learned, okay, to you, so that a way I can help you become motivated, become successful within your personal life, your professional life. Now, why am I doing this? Because I want you to be great. So the things that I've said within this video are some things that you can do that will teach you how to be great. I want you to be great. I want you to be the best that you can be. I want to provide you with the tips, the tools, the techniques, and the resources that have made me successful, in hopes that they will provide you with an example of what right looks like so that you can be successful. I want you to be successful. Okay? But even though I believe in you and I think that you have what it takes, you have to believe in yourself. Okay? It's like the saying goes, if you want to achieve first you have to believe. I love Evan Carmichael. Evan Carmichael, oh my God, that guy lives, breathes, eats, believe. Okay. Everything that he does is built around the concept or the one word of believe. All right. But before you can believe in others, you first have to believe in yourself. All right. And that's my goal. I want you to be successful. All right. So I have to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. If you want to connect with more from me, you can do so by visiting my website, terrythompson.me. There, I have a couple of gifts for you. I want to give you a couple of books. I have an ebook and I have an audio book that I would like to give you absolutely for free. All that I ask you to do is to visit my website, terrythompson.me. The link is in the description. Give me your email address, and you will have immediate access to my book, my ebook, How to Live Your Best Year Ever in 2019, and my audiobook, Leadership Solved. All right. I promise I won't spam you. When I get your email address, the only thing that I normally do is I send out more motivation, more inspiration, more tips, tools, techniques, and resources that have helped me over the years to be successful in my goal and my hopes that you will be successful. Okay. I'm also on social media. So if you get out there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I'm also there. You obviously know that I'm here on YouTube. All right. So once again, thank you for watching. This wraps it up for this video. I'm wishing you all the best and continued success, and I'll see you in the next video.